Oh, thank you.
Hard to see it with the glare.
Spaced right out of it. Yeah.
Well, it's hard to see the green arrow with the glare.
Well, I kind of had my head.
I was looking at it and I had like, oh yeah, okay.
They sure spent a lot of money here.
Yeah, they actually get that done.
Yeah, now they got this old little car wash.
Well, they got the thing. They got almost look like this could be up and running here.
Pretty quick, yeah. Got to get some asphalt down or rock or something. Maybe put up some trees or bushes to make it look pretty. Yeah, Mike was telling me that Janice is working on this one section that's really bad. And they gave her an F-150 and he says it's in the shop all the time. 250 would have done fine, but the 150, no. And then they got this air dam that try to get you 1/10 of a gallon more gas mileage or whatever, and it lowers down, right? It's mechanical, and it lowers down. Well, the trouble with that is all the rocks and everything tear it all up. I said, well, how much to take it off? He said, $500 they'll charge us to take it off. Couldn't you just go out there with some wrenches and not tell anybody? Oh, no. Government wouldn't like that. Especially smashing into a couple of big rocks and busting on. Oh, sorry. Rock jumped up and got it.
That would require paperwork.
Yes, it would. Minor dents and scratches and a big mother dent. When we were taking the old water treatment system out of one of the sites, and I can't remember which one it was. I think it was when I was in the 41st.
Not Oscar?
No, that would be the 42nd. This is the 41st, I think, because I was in the office then.
What's the one that got the really cracking water out by Newtown?
Hotel. That's the 41st. There is some water. Fox's was so bad they condemned it and put us on trucked water. Now, I don't know if they got rural water out there yet by now.
Probably.
But at the time, that's what they did. And the water Fox had good water because we had a new load every couple days. 1,500 gallons in a whack. But you really had to watch your water usage and be careful. And if you got to a certain point, you were told to turn off the pumps. The only thing that was left on was the fire pumps. And I said, well, you know, that's fine, but your minimum fighting is 3,500 gallons for fire. Well, 3,500 gallons ain't going to stop a whole lot. But anyhow, if I was down to my minimum,
bad water for that.
If I was down to my minimum, what I just said was okay. We're not, and we don't wash trucks at that site.
No.
If you have to wash trucks, you go to another site that's got a well. But I said, here's the deal. I'm not going to turn off the toilets. That's not going to happen.
No.
And I'm not going to turn off the kitchen. That is not going to happen. Now, no showers, guys, gals, unless you're really funked up, and then it better be a quick one. And so we're going to mainly have water to flush the toilet and to eat. That's it. Because otherwise,
bring your own.
Well, you'd be surprised. You seen when we lost water, we started bringing in gallons of water. It don't last any time at all.
No.
If every time you flush a toilet is a gallon and a half or 3 gallons, you know, even those 6-gallon jugs we got don't last very long.
No, that's one thing I had considered a while back, getting more jug thing, not necessarily filling them up, but getting more in case.
Well, we've got some out in the shed yet that are still good, but
well, they have some of them they build now that have the filters in them when they excrete the water out. Even if they've been sitting for quite a while and they're kind of like questionable water because they've been stale or something.
What you should do is rotate it. If you got stuff that's sealed, you're okay. But otherwise, you're going to want to flush, dump, and flush periodically.
Well, yeah.
And I'm not against having water on site. The trouble is, after some of our leaks,
Yeah.
we have to consider that as a problem, because it is. Fortunately, we caught it before it got really terrible. But yeah. Yeah. Still had the sign on "Welcome State Fairgoers." And I'm like, I guess you can turn that off.
Yeah, I just leave it on until next year.
Post-Fest will be in there.
Yeah, it's just laying around.
Is that the end of September or something?
Yeah.
See, they're fooling around up there. Spent a bunch of money on that place.
Well,
Is she looking for cans? Or is she blind? I'm not sure. Got everything she owns. Going to the store. Whatever. Red hair. Let's see. Back to the fashion statement. And here we are. Having a wonderful time. Mom put in her prescriptions today. So.
find this under all the junk.
Huh?
Had to find my charger thingy under all the junk.
Well, I stuck those in there because I had to put them somewhere. They were on the floor in the back seat of
Yeah.
the Durango, the third seat in the Durango.
No, those are always there.
The
Those are
sleeping
always there.
bags were
Oh, the
in-
sleeping bags, yeah.
Sleeping bags are in there. Yeah.
Nobody will need those right now.
No, but when we went to,
Yeah. In the winter, yeah.
when we had the van and we went to Fargo in February,
Yeah.
I put those in there.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden the sleep monster got me down.
Mm-hmm.
I had a quick nap this morning. Not enough of it.
I watched a lot more of these people doing truck camping. I was like,
Not as easy as you think.
well, yeah. The only way I can see it working is, I mean, if it was just a one-night thing, some would do. If you had the things they have in my bed, those like mattress things, if you had two of those, the highest ones, you shoved them in the back of the truck.
What we did.
Then you put you bring my oxygen, just my portable oxygen thing, and like my fan and maybe one of the power stations, shove it in there, And the only real problem I have with it is getting into the thing, getting out of the thing, and being.
Years ago, I had a 76 half-ton pickup, 3-speed on the column, 300 inline 6-cylinder, and it was blue and it had a topper on the back end, a 6-foot bed. Mom and I used that like that.
I do not know how my back would take to all the twisty stuff.
The 1500 sits taller than the 100 did. It was 2-wheel drive, so it wasn't so high. But Mom and I put sleeping bags and a cook stove and all their stuff in the back. We got where we were going. We slept. We took the stuff out of the back and slept. Yeah, we were way younger. We were still in our 20s.
Yeah.
And we slept in the back, and we thought it was just fine.
Yeah.
It was just me and her. It wasn't any kids or anything else.
As long as it wasn't it's not in a major heat wave or.
Right. We weren't trying to do it in the winter.
No.
We were doing it in the summer at the campgrounds.
Yeah, it has a lot of interesting points to it, but there are a lot of negatives to it.
And with the minivan,
it'd be easier. It would be easier, yes.
If you have a minivan that the seats collapse into the floor, or like our purple van where you can take them out easily,
that would be a lot easier, yes.
Then you get a level floor,
and it would be easier to stand.
The thing with the Honda was the floor wasn't going to be complete level, and it was a nice van, but
it would be easier to get in and out of. Yes.
But the trouble with the ones with the stow and go seat,
the truck would be interesting. The fun part would be getting into it.
Yes.
Getting out of it would be its own thing too.
We did it, but we traveled that way. But we would camp a day or two in each different spot.
It sounds cool, but
it starts getting old after a while. Though.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a shower once in a while.
Could you? Well, yeah. I wasn't talking about lifestyle here a little bit. But could you do a one-night thing every once in a while?
Oh yeah.
You could maybe even do it in the cab.
I did that coming down the Alaska.
Wouldn't be the best thing to do sitting in the cab of the truck doing it, but I suppose I could make it work.
Well, we did that with the half-ton. We camped out in the bush and
if you had the window coverings over it, so you could keep out the sun and whatever, and then
we didn't have that. We camped, and I had a 308 behind the seat, and some sort of I don't know if I had a handgun or not, but I had a 308 with some rounds behind the seat of the truck, and we're sitting in the truck, half asleep in the truck, and Janet gets kind of excited because there's a bear. He's got his paws on the hood of the truck looking in. She said, what are you going to do? I said, well, I'm going to leave him alone. If he gets stupid, though, I'll go behind the seat and bring out that 308. And he's got a problem. As long as he leaves us alone, it's fine.
So I wouldn't... You could probably do it in the cab. If you had all the window covering thing, and again, one night, you could mount your tablet or phone or whatever and watch stuff until you're pretty much exhausted and fall asleep. You could have the little power station next to you.
Didn't have none of that.
You could have a cooler in the back thingy for food or drinks or whatever. And then, portable TV or something back then.
Nope. I did it in Alaska.
Yeah. I'm talking nowadays, not like
this is before I had a topper.
Yeah.
I slept in the cab in the woods. It was fine. When I drove the Alaska, I had a canvas topper on my truck.
I watch people camping inside Jeeps like this.
Yeah. No. Anyway, I drove down the Alaskan highway in the end of October, and it was bloody cold in Alaska and Yukon. It started getting more reasonable fare in BC. But I had a canvas topper, and I had a 6.5 gallon gas can, which is a good thing I had it. If I wouldn't have, I would have ran out of gas in the Yukon territory trying to get to the next gas station, because it was that anyhow. So I went to sleep in the back of the topper, which was canvas, in Alaska, no, in the Yukon. And it was bloody well too cold. And the gas cans were venting and leaking. So I just gave up on that. So what I did is I just fired up the truck, let it warm up the cab as much as possible, turned off the truck, laid over and went to sleep. And I was fine. And that's the way I drove from Clear, Alaska to San Diego. Sleeping in the front end. Had I been smart, and I wasn't, I would have stopped and took the Pacific Coast Highway from Canada to San Diego, and because I had been Pacific Coast Highway from San Diego to Frisco, but I never did Washington State or Oregon. But I had 30 days. I didn't have to rush. I could have just, I got this white line fever driving thing, you know. Went nuts. Could have taken my time, had plenty of stuff, could have camped like that. And until I got to the Yukon, I stopped in, what was the town in the Yukon? Oh, I took property too. It's the main town in the Yukon territory.
Yellowknife?
Huh?
Yellowknife?
No, that's up north. This is in the Yukon. I know we know the name, I just can't think of it for some reason. Anyhow, I stopped there and I was still eating food that the church ladies gave me when I left Clear. Lots of chocolate, stuff like that. And I was living on that for a couple of days. And I finally decided maybe it was time to go eat in the inside view.
Yeah.
Once I started doing that, I started liking that. Fort Yukon.
Yeah. Go now.
It is about that time. Yes, it is. Doesn't tell me how many times.
The best thing would be to have would be like a full-size van. One of those like newer full-size vans.
Yep.
Where you could take out the seats and put like a bed. Like you could throw a bed.
Back in the day, those used to work.
Yes. Way back when. Yes. But yeah, I had a full-size van. Not necessarily like the one guy. Maybe a newer van than that, you know.
Well, even if you had a mini van where you could get a solid flat floor, only
you put a mattress in
only
it.
two people in there.
Well, I don't know, two people, one person.
I'm saying a max of two.
Yeah.
Then you got the whole back for all the stuff you want back there.
Yeah.
And then you don't even have to go outside to set up. You know.
But yeah, it would be interesting.
But now that we got to bring all the devices with us and everything.
Well, like you need power, and you need solar panels for your roof and stuff to run power. And if you're going to do it any length of time, you want to buy one of those air conditioning units. Not like one of those, like the one that one guy has that I was showing. Go flow wave 2 or something. And it's small. It's smaller than those like window unit thingies. You know, and it cools down the inside of your van real well. It has a heater function for the winter.
When I ran around,
a lot of them
Alaska,
run diesel heaters in the winter.
Most of the time, I just slept in the cab with the windows up because of the mosquitoes.
Yeah,
and I was fine. But it wasn't real cold. It wasn't real hot up there.
Oh no, I wouldn't do it in the winter time. Up here,
even in the summer. Even in the summer, it did get highest when I was there. That year I was there, the highest it got was 72. We all went, what? You know, because usually it was.
Well, when it's really, really, really nasty hot, like that time of day, you go inside somewhere.
Heights.
And you go to the coffee shop and sit there for hours, or go to the library and sit there for hours. Go to the mall and sit there for hours.
Yep.
At least like really hot for a day, whatever it is. You go somewhere and you sit there for the hot hours of the day. It's just, I watch all these people doing it and I'm like, yeah, there is some appeal to it. I said there's some appeal to it. Didn't say it was going to actually do it.
They've upped the speed limit.
Yeah, since the fair's over with.
Sunday morning, there were still a bunch of vehicles
Oh,
parked
that
all
they were.
around me. Figured they'd probably have a party and needed a ride or something.
Or those are the ones that got drunk, got them sent to the weekend jail.
That could be that too. I don't know.
Old Bronco. Oh, you probably drive through now.
Yep. You'll see a bunch of manure coming out this end.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Bunch of golf carts. That's the way they do it now.
Drive through.
See how they're getting everything
Yep.
out of there?
Now they gotta get ready for the next thing.
Yep.
Whatever that is.
Yep.
RV, Motor Magic, whatever it is.
Yep.
Wow, they got all the farm equipment out.
And then they've got these different buildings.
Yeah.
Takes a while to jack it all up and get it out of there.
Oh, yeah.
Portable flower things.
Yep.
And you can see they're cleaning out the barn.
Oh, yeah. A lot of that's to go through. A lot of that to go through.
They're supposed to be picking stuff up, but they don't seem to be doing much of it.
They're doing stuff. You can see there's a bunch of them out there.
Yep.
There's stuff down.
We got the trailer underneath the house. Yep. Ready to go. It's amazing how quickly it changes again.
Yeah. All closed up already.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, how to get all these loaded back up.
Back to the shop. Clean them up. See how many of them they sold or
Well,
whatever.
you're a pretty good chunk this year. Usually do really well. All these things here.
Yep.
Whatever's left of the rides.
Mostly down. Still bringing a few down, but most of them are down. Packaging them up, getting ready to go. A lot of them already left. They're getting ready.
Cleaning up all the commercial buildings and stuff.
Yep. 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 That's the excitement there. Maybe 0 Kilo Zulu copied you over.
What's your radio all fixed? How long are you going to stay at the club?
This is AB 0 Kilo Zulu. I'm just letting you know it's working.
That's Sean. Great, thank you. Is Milo at the club with you there, or you guys left already?
No.
We're already on the road.
I'll just have to figure out, call Milo on his cell phone and find out where he's from. I'll just wait till Friday or Wednesday. But, yeah, good. I mean, this is the little HD here, Milo's little HD, and I think they've got the APU properly turned on. 73 John, thanks for flipping a report. November 7th, Italy Victor.
Amy 0 Kilo Zulu out.
Dude's busy.
Yep. Vacations, it's hard. So. It wouldn't hire me back because I'd have to get back to severance pay.
Oh, you would?
I think so. Or maybe maybe after a period of years they might hire you back. But I don't think I really want to do that.
No. Enjoy your retirement.
Well, it's not that I couldn't figure out a use for more money.
Yeah.
I'd have to be part-time.
Probably when you get back to retirement, it won't count.
Yeah, probably. Nope, not worth it. Have to be part-time and only doing the easy stuff. No hard stuff.
It's all hard stuff.
Yeah, now they
Even the easy stuff's hard stuff.
Well, probably is now. Almost 12 years there, 12 years in Sykes. Then it was 5 years at the Hardy or something like that. If I'd have got a job on base, I could have retired again. But I didn't. But I was pretty burned out on the idea of being on base. And then when I was, they told me I wasn't qualified. Really? I guarantee you I'm more qualified than the guy who hired me. That doesn't matter.
I was telling my friend, who was from my chemical, I says, well, if you come up to their base, I guarantee you you're gonna be working for them. And they don't put up with bullshit.
No.
You're either going to be working for Mike, or you're going to be working for Robbie. And I tell you what, they don't put up with shit from people. And he says, yeah, but I'm enlisted. So I said, they're retired enlisted, and they won't put up with anything because they already have the commander's ear.
Yep, and they've been working there
a long time.
So they know their
and
stuff.
And he says, you screw up, they will let the commander know.
Yep.
And they will, and not your captain, they will let the colonel know.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but I've seen it, I've heard it from them. If they see people screw around, they go right to the colonel,
Yep.
who they know personally.
Yeah.
So, you want to go to Grand Forks, you know.
There's nothing going on there.
Exactly. As I told him, the slogan, Grand Forks are where dreams go to die.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm glad we don't live there. Although I'd rather live there than some other places. It would be better than Fargo.
Yes, oh yes.
Fargo's way too big.
I don't know. Grand Forks, Bismarck. I don't know. That's a weird combination there.
I know Grand Forks better than I know Bismarck.
Yes.
But I think Bismarck would probably be better. I don't like it.
Well, no.
Grand Forks, I don't know.
You got the thing where you're closer to family.
Yeah, but there's so little left.
Well, yeah, but more so than over here.
Flat as a pancake, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. I had some good and bad times in Grand Forks. Basically good.
Mm-hmm.
There was some bad times there.
No, I enjoyed town.
I was there for 6 years, so you know.
If I had to move any farther east, it would be like maybe Rugby.
Depending
Not
on,
so sure I could take Devil's Lake. A little more crazy.
Devil's Lake's got quite a bit going on.
It does, but it's got some other stuff going on.
I'm not arguing. I'm just saying it's got stuff going on. It's bigger.
Yeah.
They got a.
Traveling would be easier to Grand Forks. It's only an hour away.
Yeah, it's. Rugby's nice, but I think
You're kind of in between the two. You know, you really have a good care to go to Minot or
Dickinson didn't seem bad. Williston's a little bit big now.
You're before the oil.
Yeah. Well, Watford City would have been the place before the oil.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad town.
Quite laid back. Just have to have.
Yeah. It was like what rugby. It's kind of like what rugby was, you know.
Yeah.
And then you have the oil.
Hey, lady, you're not gonna let me over, or you are? Okay, good. Wasn't sure she was right.
Washburn's a little town.
It's a lot bigger than I thought.
It is, but it's I think right around the right size. So
I talked to the chief warrant officer from the Army, who's an engineer, and he's got a job at the power plant, or at the coal mine.
Oh.
And he's a chief warrant officer, too, in the Guard. And he does funerals for the Guard.
Yeah, I went to the...
They were living
we toured the coal plant.
He had a house.
I was the lucky one that got to sit in the control room.
He was they were living in an 800 square foot apartment with 2 kids.
Yeah.
Now they got a 3rd kid. They went out and they bought a 3,500 square foot house on 3 lots with a view of the lake river. He said, it's perfect. Other than the cost. But he's got 3 lots and a 3,500 square foot house. Of course, he's working 3 jobs too. Always nice to see him. Prior enlisted, they got commissioned as a chief warrant officer. Perfect world. You're an officer, but you're still kind of with the guys.
It's kind of that weird rank.
Yep. And he's CW2, when he said he's at the perfect rank. Chief warrant officer 2. Well, yeah, but he's still young enough to make 3 or 4 later on, but right now he's chief warrant officer too. He says it's the perfect position, perfect job, perfect this, the perfect that. He said, doesn't want to change anything. Yeah, he's a nice gentleman. Very nice. Very smart. We had a guy at Sykes who was trying to get into the Air Force. He was in the Army Guard, and he was finishing his master's, I think it was. He was trying to get into the Air Force. So Ken was trying to give him tips on how to pass the officer exam to get into the Air Force. The guy knew nothing about flying or anything of that nature. He didn't, and so he went to the Army Guard commander, which was, well, it's an officer or whatever, lieutenant or a captain or whatever, and said he wanted permission to join the Air Force. They went, why? Well, I got 2 degrees down. I kind of like to get commissioned.
I was listening to some of these weird stories you hear about the Civil War.
Yeah.
And they said Lincoln said that, or I guess what was in one of Lincoln's things is when Lincoln went to the battlefield areas, some of these battlefield areas, he wanted to know exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
And he had the generals there, and the generals told him what he needed to hear,
What they wanted him
what
to
he
do.
wanted him to hear. Then he would go down to the like lieutenants or equivalent lieutenants. Then he'd hear what they have to hear,